With Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 right around the corner, fans are searching for clues on how the show might wrap up its final chapters. Volume 1 dropped some massive reveals, but also left even bigger questions. This video contains spoilers, so let's jump in. One of the biggest twists I expect in Volume 2 is the reveal that the Mind Flayer has been controlling everything, including Henry Creel and Will Byers. The seeds for this were already planted: Henry's fear of the cave, his missing 12 hours, the events of the first Shadow stage play, and Will's connection that refuses to break. The show will likely reveal that when young Henry entered Dimension X, the Mind Flayer claimed him first. Henry didn't create the Flayer shaped him, used him, and turned him into a tool. That also explains why Henry couldn't enter the cave in Volume 1. Deep inside the monster Vecna has become, a tiny piece of Henry Creel still remembers the moment that changed everything. And the Mind Flayer didn't stop there. When Henry was weakened after 11 blasted him into the Upside Down, the Flayer needed a new vessel. Enter Will Byers. Same age, same innocence, same susceptibility. But Will is different. Where Henry shattered, Will resists. And in Volume 2, I think Will finally turns the hive-mind connection against Vecna, locating him, tracking him, and fighting back from the inside. This will become Will's version of 11's Power Awakening arc, but tied directly into the hive mind. One of the most emotional twists we could see is Jonathan's death. Volume 1 quietly set this up, Murray giving him the supplies, a ring hidden in the cassette tape, his renewed love for Nancy. Jonathan has no major arc left except Nancy and Will. And with Will stepping into a bigger role, Jonathan's story feels like it's heading toward a heroic sacrifice. He could die while rescuing Holly, fighting off the Mind Flayer's forces, or protecting Nancy before she ever learns about the ring. It would echo his moment in Season 1, climbing the tower to prove he'd always protect the people he loves. Tragic but meaningful. Callie, also known as 8, was considered a throwaway storyline in Season 2. But her illusion power might secretly be Vecna's biggest weakness. We already know the Mind Flayer tortured Henry using traumatic memories whenever he tried resisting. Callie can do the same thing, but intentionally. Her illusions could force Vecna to confront his mother, his sister, his father, the people he murdered, and buried under layers of darkness, the real Henry Creel might briefly surface. This moment of weakness is when 11 and will take the shot. Whether Callie joins the heroes, or returns as a corrupted weapon of the military, her power will matter. The Duffer brothers have said her character deserved a better send-off. Volume 2 is the perfect moment. Volume 1 briefly showed the location where Holly and other children were being kept. The Duffers confirmed it wasn't a hallucination. It was a real physical lair inside the Upside Down. This is likely where Dustin, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan track the Demogorgon. Max awakens from her coma, and the early battle of Volume 2 unfolds. Max's storyline mirrors Hopper's isolation arc. She could wake up inside Vecna's memory maze, escape it, and then navigate the Upside Down by following the emotional thread she built with Holly. This lair might also be where Jonathan makes his final stand. With Vecna finally defeated, the real villain steps into full view: the Mind Flayer. The final episode of the show will likely shift focus to destroying the Upside Down completely, not just closing gates. But here's the heartbreaking twist: if the Upside Down dies, Will might die with it. We've seen him feel real pain whenever the hive mind is damaged. A full collapse would be catastrophic. It'd be a tragic but poetic ending. Will opened the story in Season 1, and Will ends it in the finale. These are the 5 major directions I think Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 could take. But the Duffers love surprising us, and honestly, there are dozens of ways this could go. So now I want to hear from you. How do you think Volume 2 should end? Drop your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.